Folks, it's called Vineyard Max. My friends out of Nacogdoches make this.
Sun is right in my eyes, but there's a good solid rest.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Rick, you want to tell us what we got here?
Yeah, Larry. Folks, it's called Vineyard Max. My friends out of Nacogdoches make this. Larry, they spent a long time, and Jeff, determining how to dry these grape skins, grape hulls. And they figured out how Mother Nature a way to let it do. But they dry thousands of pounds of these things. They run through a hammer mill, then they mix some other stuff with it. But it's attractive, and the whole deal is that deer around vineyards, you know this better than anybody. You shot a big deer in California.
Yeah.
Most of the vineyards fence them off.
Right.
So they
Keep them out.
Keep them out. They don't, thankfully.
that's why you kill the big deer. So that was the idea of Vineyard Max, is using the grape hulls, because there's an unlimited supply of grape hulls around vineyards, so
There is the.
and they determined that deer most everywhere somehow smell it, but they like it, So let's just, Mr. Jeff here, you're going to be hunting right back behind us here.
I am.
So let's just bait a spot. These deer have never, trust me, they've never smelled Vineyard Max. We're going to put some out.
And there are not a whole lot of grapes in this country either, but we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, Vineyard Max, here we go.
Vineyard Max, and you'll be hunting, Jeff, right over there, not too far away, and we'll hopefully some deer will come in downwind of this. And
Well, they come into this stand from every direction imaginable.
So be paying attention is what you're
they'll
telling
be
me.
looking for
and
it.
you'll have quite a few of them come in from that direction, probably, and then also from over this way.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, let's let these hammer mill grape hulls go to work for us, and we'll get back in here a little bit later this afternoon. Okay, so Larry, this is where you're going to have me hunting, right?
Yeah, this is where I sat this morning. I saw 70-something deer.
Well, let's put put our Vineyard Max out right here. Just
I'd put it out and just make a couple of piles, and then I want to get you to put some back over here, because I'll show you where these deer were coming from. They come from all directions here again too. I've had them walk right underneath the blind, and they do that occasionally. One buck did that this morning. It's about 100 yards to the field.
Yeah. Playing a little area right here. Okay, all right. Then a little bit later on, I'll be back over here in that blind, and hopefully this will, Vineyard Max, will stop them right here. Looks good to me, Larry.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay, we're all established, sitting in a box blind here, hunting Larry's lease, and Larry, Luke, and I are looking for some does. If Larry can get on a big buck, he'll shoot one, but we need to take some does. That's our mission for today. So we are going to sit here, relax, and enjoy a beautiful afternoon. It's about the mid-60s out here, and absolutely gorgeous day. So, all right, we've got our bait put out, and hopefully we'll have some deer come in. So, just looking for a couple big fat does. Stick with us, folks, and we'll bring it to you here live if we can get some in here. So we're all set to go. Gun is loaded up, and got my binoculars out and ready to find some deer. So stay tuned.
Well, friends, Larry just dropped me off, and I'm up in a tower blind here. I'm probably about 15 feet off the ground. And this is what I'm looking at. This country out in front of us here, I baited with the Vineyard Max several places in a big circle around here. But this is open country, not too far from Sterling City, way out in West Texas. Beautiful, beautiful country, and we've already seen a bunch of deer. So I'm going to be looking for a mature doe or two. Here's out the other window here, we can see what's going on right there. This old country just goes on forever. Okay, time to get quiet.
Truly great hunting experience this morning. I think it was all over with. I probably saw over 60 deer. Unfortunately, the group that came by, the herd, if you will, there I think were 49 or 51 animals, including 3 or 4 just sheer top-notch bucks. Unfortunately, they were running like crazy, and it was a little over 400 yards out there, and they did not slow down. I never could find out what they was chasing them. I don't think anything really was. But they came out of some of that low country and hit it up in that canyon. This afternoon, I've got Luke sitting where I sat this morning, and then I've got Jeff sitting out in some of the flats on a different part of the flat to see what he can see, where I've got him. I almost always see deer there. I've shot several deer there, bucks and does, more does than bucks. But where Jeff is sitting, I was also shot a buck. I shot a real nice one last year that I finally tracked down and shot him there after I made a good shot on him, unfortunately. But I was able to catch up with him, so I got those 2 guys out. I'm hunting a new blind this afternoon. I've never sat in this blind. There are tracks going to it. There is a feeder, and we do have some of the Vineyard Max out, the new track that Luke has come up with, that I'm anxious to see if these deer know what it is. I think it may take a little while for them to determine that it's really something that they want to eat. But we'll see. There are tracks going to this area. There's a mineral lick back here that there are really a lot of tracks around, and I'm hoping those deer will come back over in here. Gonna sit back, relax. It's considerably warmer than it was this morning. We're probably in the 60s or so. Winds back out of the south, blowing in gusts occasionally. But regardless, this is one of those blinds I've been wanting to sit at and see if we see anything. And gonna have that opportunity today.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter.
sun is right in my eyes, but there's a good solid rest. He's down, just outside the pen, just outside the wire. He's down for the count. I could take 2 more bucks. I'm looking for does. I can't find any does, but I still got time to hunt for does. Just had another buck come running in. And maybe it's a doe. That's one of those other bucks. Real life. That's what we say about sportsman's life. It's real life. Real life looking right in that sun. But had a good solid rest. I was able to put my elbow on the chair and good solid rest here. He's laying there not very far. Shot him in a feeder pen. And I'm not one of those usually shoots one underneath the feeder, but we've got X number of deer we need to take off this place, including bucks. Well, make one more chance to make sure he's down. But I see his horn from here. He's actually laying right underneath that old feeder. Watch it a little bit. Yeah, he's right there. Right there. We'll go down and get him. He's a bit better deer than I thought he was. I thought he was a pretty good deer. Let me get out there without getting into the cactus. Oh my goodness. Well. Tell you what, 7 PRC did a number. But you look at this. This is what got him shot. It's these long brow tines. Oh my gosh. He's got really long, good brows. Not real long tine length. But he is absolutely beautiful. I want you to look at that. Can you see that? That was real world hunting, folks. Looking right into the sun. I mean, it was tough. I'm gonna try to bring the camera up a little bit closer here, a little tighter. Look at these brows. These brows are 5-6 inches long. Absolutely a fantastic deer. 7mm PRC, 175 grain, Hornady, ELDX did the number.
Well, it's a wrap for day one. We didn't have any does come into the feeders, bucks only. Larry took a nice buck, and of course I had this buck come into the Vineyard Max and feed for a bit. As I sat and watched the sunset, I looked forward to getting back to camp and lighting a fire and getting some groceries cooking. A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American Built, American Strong, the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, your go-to for thermal hunting scopes and spotters, Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Hello sports fans, it's Bill Carey with Striker Express with your fishing tip this week on A Sportsman's Life. It's January, it's cold, we're fishing. These stripers like it, the nastier the better, but we have to dress properly. So, I'm going to start with inner layers outward, and I'm going to make this a 2, maybe 3 part. Long johns, these are space age. I put on the long john. Over the bottoms, I put on sweatpants. Then I put a thermal shirt over my long johns here. And then I top it with a hoodie and, of course, toboggan hat and warm socks. These are Columbia good boots. These boots, believe it or not, are 20 years old. They are Uggs, and there's something about that sheep's wool that is warm. I like them. And then the whole outer layer is a ski suit. So I'm going to show you next week. I'm going to look like Nanook of the North, and this is how you stay warm when you're fishing. Gloves, everything. I'll show it all. So, there's your fishing tip this week on A Sportsman's Life. Go catch a fish.
Part of our management program here on this property that I'm involved in on a lease is to take a goodly number of does. And we're very fortunate here that we're on the managed land permit that Texas has, whereas the wildlife management program that's set up that Texas Parks and Wildlife Department approves, they issue tags, the number of bucks and does they think need to come off that property that particular year. And we take numerous does here, and to me, sometimes I'm asked, what's the best doe to shoot? The one that you can get the crosshairs on long enough to pull the trigger or to release that arrow. So, good doe to take. We've still got a few more to take. Thank gosh for the fact that Luke and Jeff are here with me, and hopefully before the day's over with and the trip's over with, we'll be able to take a few more of these does. Old Mossberg 7mm PRC did it again. Hornady ammo. I'll tell you what, it doesn't. The old cliche, it doesn't get any better. Well, it doesn't get any better than what Hornady is. This was a 175 grain Precision Hunter ELDX and about 100 yards or so. So we know it's dead on. Now we just need to go find some more. Just gonna get this one loaded and go on and see if we can't find some more. Luke, yesterday when we put out that Vineyard Max, if you get right on the edge of this road here and just keep on down, we're probably about 400 yards away from it.
Right.
So when we put it out yesterday, there were a fair amount of tracks and stuff around there. So I just kind of start walking and
try to sneak in there.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of cedars for cover too.
Yeah, you've got the wind in our favor right here. It's blowing this way.
Perfect.
And
well, hopefully they'll be on.
See, it's blowing this way. So
yep.
Yeah, just ease on in there real quietly, and
hopefully that Vineyard Max will pull them in.
Well, that, and we're getting into the middle part of the day, and we've been seeing quite a few deer just driving to come into this area. So we know that they're up and feeding. So that's could be pretty good.
Well, I'm going to ease on.
Okay, I'm going to wait right here for you,
okay.
And then if I hear you shoot, I'll pull the truck up.
Come up and we'll see. I'm going to
go. You're going to need help loading her.
All right. We want a big one, right?
Yep, absolutely.
It's pretty good ways down. I'm gonna head on out.
I'll be right here waiting for the shot.
There's our meat right there. Absolutely. Probably about a, I don't know, 75-yard shot, something like that. There's no doubt that that deer is going anywhere. He is done this. Good fat dog.
We got back straps on her.
Well, my CVA Optima, one of the first of what I hope to be many.
Oh yeah, she's
Got some age?
Yeah, she is old. She is old. Her
Wow,
front,
look at you.
Her front teeth are.
Yeah. And let's get some steel shots.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Ah,
Way to go, sir.
you betcha, you betcha.
Nice. Nice.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
That's a good sized doe.
Yes, she is, and she's old. I can't open her mouth all the way, but
Pretty
that
old.
first premolar is worn flat. So I mean, it's
She's been around.
yeah.
I can taste those back straps from right here, cut real thick with some garlic
You bet.
and butter, maybe a little jalapeno mixed in tonight. Okay, boys. Well,
You want to go get your camera and we'll shoot a couple still shots before we get out of here? A couple of nights ago, or evenings ago, I guess I should say, had this buck come in with several others. He was at a feeder. My intention was not to shoot a deer to feeder, but you know the thing about management is where we're trying to select specific bucks in terms of age and antler style, and for some of those we're trying to remove them as management bucks. This would be considered a management buck on a lot of the places I worked with because of the short overall tine length. Now if you look at his brow tines, that's a different deal. But the fact with having the feed out gives us an opportunity to really look at that animal really well to get an idea on his age, you know, his antlers in particular, and then also to get a good, quick, killing, humane shot, which we all should strive to do. So got lucky on this one, and he's about a 7-year-old deer, and that's kind of what we're targeting right now, is trying to get some of these older deer out that, well, if his tines were like his brow tine, he'd still be walking probably, but the fact that his brow tine's the longest tine that he had, I decided that hopefully he's passed on that brow tine to some others, but it was time for him to go. He'll eat good, he'll look good on the wall, and create a lot of great memories.
okay.
Well, we got Mr. Luke Clayton wearing a hat, by golly.
After all these years, you know, I figure this belonged to my old brother-in-law, John Crockett.
Really?
He was a hat man, kind of like you know, and he said, Luke, you know, he left that to me. So, yeah, we got a hat on.
Of course, I asked you to bring a hat because I'm having a painting done up, and I needed you wearing a hat instead of the cap because of the time frame we're going to try to have this depicted. Marshall Allen Bailey is going to be the painter of it, and I want to kind of have it set so it's kind of like at the turn of the century. And I'm not talking about 2000, I'm talking about 1900s kind of thing, kind of a nostalgic thing. So I appreciate you showing up with a hat.
Yeah,
I appreciate both of you guys coming in and
Well, we
helping.
thank you. We thank you. I mean, we're all covered with blood, as you can see, but you know that's a good thing. We loaded the coolers full of deer, and man, what a great time! Thank you, Larry.
Look like I lost the fight, but I got a lot of blood I got on me.
Had an absolute good time. Got coolers over there full of venison. We're going to be eating good on future campouts. Make some good sausage.
Oh man, yeah.
Steaks, you know, and last night this rascal cooked some oryx for us, folks.
Oh boy.
And his specialty, which I like oryx, who wouldn't? But he makes a chicken thighs. He bones them out, and we had a mesquite fire last night that was glowing. What, about 20 minutes on that fire?
Oh yeah.
With some of your Cavenders. I tell you, I'm hooked on that.
To me, all it is chicken and Cavenders, and then I think a big part of it is turning it periodically so that you don't dry it out.
Steadily rotating it, right?
Yeah, and then just about time it's done, you know, it's just not raw by any means.
We had that, and then Jeff's wife, Demi, made the best. I tell you, that salad that Demi made, the potato salad was off the charts, but that salad.
That was kind of a Caesar salad, wasn't it?
Oh my God, mushroom.
Doctored up, and you know, it's all
Oh my
all
gosh,
good.
out of this world. Could have made a meal out of either. I almost did make a meal out of potato salad.
It was so good. Yeah, she's a salad chef. I tell you.
Well,
Yeah, I couldn't have
Thank
had
you, Miss
more.
Debbie. really appreciate the 3 or 4 pounds you put on me while I'm here on this trip when I was trying to lose weight.
Yeah, I don't know people if they get away. I wrote a newspaper article and I called it the second opener of deer season. Well, this is a management hunt on your big old lease out here.
Right.
And you needed to take away some deer. They needed, and probably a few more maybe just come off. But I thought, why not just have another opener in my own mind? I wrote the column about that second opener. I had more fun on this opener than I did the first.
Well, we saw lots of deer. We just had a lot of fun. Great campfire, great food, great friends, fellowship, and even a sip of whiskey, huh?
Well, everybody needs a little safe water every once in a while. You can't trust the water a lot of places.
That's right.
So you've always got to carry a little something along to make sure that water is safe to drink.
And I always learn something running with my buddy, Mr. Wysoon. Fillery, do you see any?
No, right here there's not.
Not okay. All right. Well, everywhere else you can't take a step on this ranch, and the deer were fat, and they had been grazing heavy on it.
Oh man, these does, they're if you use kidney fat as a judge, their kidneys were totally incompetent.
Yeah.
All the way around, like with an inch thick of tallow. There's tallow on the back of their back, and they're in absolutely great shape. The one buck that I shot's kind of run down. He's an older buck anyway, but these deer are in great shape right now, and so all that means is that they're going to have a good fawn crop, and it means you guys got to come back and hunt with them again next year.
Have to stock up again. Another thing I learned is the call fat on.
Oh yeah.
Now that's something I have never utilized.
The mesenteric fat.
Yeah. Yes, and I've never used it, but I want the next time I'm hunting deer and I want to keep that, and I want to wrap some backstrap in it.
There you go. Yeah.
And,
backstrap
use it
or
instead
roast, it all it does really is just kind of add moisture to it, and it looks kind of like a lace. Kind of thing when you look at it inside. It's the
I know many of our folks listening have seen it. In all of my years, I've never used it though, but I want to put that to use next time.
And one thing I learned was that these deer like juniper berries in a big way. Boy, that buck you shot was full of them.
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
Yes, sir. There's the juniper berries right now. It's the same juniper that the berries that people use for seasoning meat and that kind of thing. And so they're eating a fair amount of cedar right now, and they're eating the fillery, and hopefully the good Lord will provide us a little bit more rainfall, and we'll keep these deer going. But it looks like, based on what we're seeing right now, it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent antler year this coming year as well too. And of course, I got a feeling the does will be every bit as fat as what they were this year.
It's amazing, just looking at this country, not knowing things like fillery. It's a little plant, folks, little close to the ground plant. And I learned that from Larry that they feed on it big time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a winter plant for them.
It's a winter plant. These deer here, for the most part, they'll eat cedar, they'll eat mesquite beans. There's a fair amount of ephedra and a few other things. But when you get right down to it, the deer in this area, it's pretty much prairie country, essentially. They live off of weeds. And as I've talked about in the past, is you're going to find out that these deer are absolutely delicious.
I can't wait to try it. Can you, Jeff?
I'm ready.
Yeah, Larry's been talking about the flavor of this venison because that's it, right?
Because of the weeds they eat.
The weeds.
Interesting.
Well, okay. Well, I think this pretty much wraps us up.
Yeah, boys, until our next adventure.
You bet.
Thank you all for joining us here on A Sportsman's Life. And Larry, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here.
Luke,
yes, sir.
As always.
Good time.
All right. We'll see you in the next show. Huh? The next go-round.
Be looking to see you folks right there in front of us again next time. And I think that might be a fishing trip. So
I think so.
Gaston's Resort, White River.
That's
Here
right.
we come.
That's right.
And away we go.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke in Tex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.